Do you guys actually feel prepared to adopt your Jack Russell? Do you feel like you have everything in line, everything ready to go? Chances are you're missing at least one thing. I've made the mistakes, I've been through it. You're looking at Luna here, who I've had for a couple years now, so I kind of know the ropes with this dog, and that's what this video is going to be all about. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Josh here with TerrierOwner.com. We got Luna out, of course, on the Terrier Owner YouTube channel here. The channel is specifically designed to help you guys care for this Jack Russell Terrier right here in the best fashion possible while having some fun, so consider subscribing while you're here. Otherwise, I want to give you 14 things. That's right, 14. I don't know if your list was 14 items long or not, but 14 things you need to do to prepare for your Jack Russell Terrier adoption. It's coming up next. All right, guys, welcome back. For all of you that are subscribers already and you're enjoying the videos that we've been putting out, be sure to give me and Luna one of those thumbs up here on the video. It goes a long way towards helping us get seen. Again, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification button so you're notified on Sundays at 11 a.m. when the new videos come out. And never forget to visit TerrierOwner.com. And now, guys, what you've been waiting for. It's time to give you those 14 things that you need to do to get ready for your Jack Russell Terrier. Whether you're getting ready to adopt or maybe you just did adopt. Whatever that case is, these are still going to help you. Starting with number one, which is you need to treat this dog like it's having a newborn baby and proof your house. So what do I mean by proof your house? Well, first, get rid of anything that's chewable that they might damage away from the height level that they'll be at. This could be shoes, trim. They're probably going to find a way to get to it at some point unless you spray it with some of that lemon bitter spray. So you can't do much about that, but kids' toys, anything else like cell phone chargers, things that could be dangerous that are plugged into a wall, if it's at their reach, get it out of the way when they're a puppy. Puppies chew, not just Jack Russell, so be smart about it. Proof your house, which also means to have kind of a potty plan in place. You know, is there going to be a spot where you're hanging out whenever you first adopt your dog where they might make a mistake because they are a new puppy and they might make a mistake, and it's also pretty likely. So you're going to be on hard surface floors, carpet, probably not the best idea. How often are you going to be letting them out? That kind of thing. Prepare in that fashion, and maybe even have a room of the house that's gated off. So if you need a spot to put your new Jack Russell puppy just so you can have a moment of relaxation, do it and have it ready to go. It'll make your life a lot easier if these things are ready and prepared before you even get your dog home, which also is going to lead right into potty training planning. I know everybody thinks that they have it figured out. I have a new dog, I have to let them outside every 3 minutes. That may be an exaggeration, not really with this small dog, but plan it out more than that. Are you going to use a timer and let them out, then give them a reward? Which door are you going to use all the time in the beginning? Because those things matter. You want consistency, you want them to learn quickly what they can do, what they can't do, and how to get the potty training under control. Are you going to use pads? I've never been a guy that uses like pee pads or anything like that, but if you're going to, have it ready to go. Don't have to worry about that stuff on day 5 or 6 whenever you're already into the process. It's going to be so much easier if you know, this is my plan, I'm sticking to it until this dog learns how to get it down the way that I need them to. Trust me, planning helps a lot, and it will save frustration. It'll probably save some arguments with your spouse or other family members. Yes, dogs can cause arguments. And while you're planning out those potty routines, plan out some exercise routines, because this dog is not going to sit and do nothing all day long. Best chance you have at that happening is in the very beginning when all they do is sleep. Again, much like a newborn baby, once that phase is up, it's time to get up and get moving around because they need some exercise and they want to burn it off. So you got two options. You can either give them that exercise or they can run 25 miles an hour doing zoomies in your living room. Regardless, zoomies are probably going to happen anyways, but she doesn't like when I talk about zoomies. She gets a little embarrassed. But at the same time, it's clear that they need the exercise. They behave better. They're more worn out at the end of the day. Just give it to them. If you're going to take them for a walk every day, perfect. I'm not here to preach to you about which exercises to do. I'm here to preach to you to do something. If you want a fence in your backyard before you adopt them and just let them sprint circles, good for you, no problems there, but they need some way to burn off energy, so plan it out ahead of time. The next one, guys, your breeder can help you a lot, so do not hesitate to ask your breeder questions. And that is, plan out your food. Figure out what your Jack Russell has already been eating. They should have already switched to hard foods from the breeder, because you're not going to take them home while they're still winging off of the mother Jack Russell. So typically you're going to stick with that food, unless you know for a fact it's like a really low quality crap food, then don't stick with it. But talk to your breeder, see what kind of food they're using, ask them if you can take some home, so that if you want to switch foods, you can do a blend of the old food plus the new food, so that they don't get too much of an upset belly. But don't just think that we have this small bag of food, then we'll go get them a new bag, we'll figure it out later. Plan it out, out, have the bags ready, get them used to their diet, because in the beginning, guys, you should be feeding a new puppy 3, 4, sometimes even more. It's small meals in the beginning, not 2 big meals. My other dog could just eat a small anything. He's a pig. But these dogs, they kind of, you know, they don't need those big meals twice a day. Once they get older, fine, but in the beginning, plan out those meals, figure out where you're gonna be feeding them, and choose your diet. Speak to a vet on that one if you need to, or if you need to feel more comfortable with your decision, but it's something you should plan out in advance. Number 5, guys, and I would not have made another video about this that's on this channel, so just go to the channel page if you want to watch it, but it's crates, okay? I know some people don't use crates, I get it. I've had comments on this channel that say that crates are the lazy way to deal with separation anxiety or potty training, and my response to that is, I guess I'm lazy, because crates seem to sell pretty quickly on Amazon Petco, and I see a lot of them in friends' houses, so I guess a large population of the world is also lazy, but you should get one. If you don't want to get one, that's fine, but I can tell you they're gonna make your life a lot easier. And if you don't need one, that's completely different. Like if you just have so much time that you never need a crate for your dog, then hats off to you. I wish I had that time myself, but I don't. And I wanna protect my house whenever I was gone when I first adopted her. Or I want help with potty training by being able to put her in it at night and know that she won't soil herself. So what you wanna do, guys, is you wanna get a small crate. You wanna get something where they won't feel like they have the ability to soil the crate and still sleep on another side of it. And you want it to be comfortable, so you can make sure it's got a nice lining at the bottom or some kind of dog bed, and they should feel safe in this and never like it's a discipline action. Luna, when she's scared, she will just go into that crate with it open and lay down in it. That's kind of what you're looking for. You're not looking for a dog that hesitates to go into a crate, but a crate is going to help you so much with potty training when they're young, leaving the house, if you have to go to work, if you have company over and it's just not working, or they're getting severely annoyed by the amount this dog jumps, etc. But a crate is going to come in handy at some point. If you have strong objections about using a crate, don't go get one. I don't care at that level, but if you have no objections against it, I can promise you it's a very good thing to have and a very essential part of planning to own one of these dogs. Which, speaking of that, another thing that you need to plan on dealing with, fixing, and working with is separation anxiety. I'm not a vet or like an animal psychologist, so I don't really know how it works or what dogs suffer from it more than others, but I can tell you that she had it and she had it bad, and I think that other Jack Russells have it bad as well, because I'm in enough social media groups that I ask these questions and kind of poll the users to find out, and it's rare that somebody says that their Jack Russell never had separation anxiety, so plan on how you're going to deal with that. A recommendation would be putting the crate in a different room while you sleep, because they're going to howl and bark in the beginning, which is going to make you lose sleep. You're going to get cranky, probably going to be a little crankier toward your dog. If there's one thing I know about dogs is they can read the room better than you think, and probably better than most humans. And the last thing you want to do is try and train a dog with a negative attitude or in a way that's putting off a bad vibe towards them. So work on separation anxiety. Start slow with how much you leave the house in the beginning so they're not in a complete panic mode. Use the crate so they're not chewing up shoes or pooping on the couch, and work your way into them being okay with you being away, and you will be much better, much faster after the adoption if you do these things. Number 7 on the list, guys, is prep your outdoor area. So understand that they are escape artists. They know how to tunnel under the ground. They were actually bred originally to hunt fox and other animals through like underground tunnels. It's pretty crazy if you look it up what this dog is meant to do. And those skills come out whether you've ever seen them do it or not. They can dig and they will. So understand that they might find a way out of the yard. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on them if you have things out there you care about, like a garden, because they will go to it. Basically secure the yard, have it safe, and have it friendly to where they can move around and have exercise. If you live in an apartment or something like that, just take them on walks or out back, or train them really well with recall training when they're old enough to understand it. But prepping to have an area where they can safely interact outside is important. Another way you can do that, guys, is my number 8 preparation tip, which is have plenty of toys and ways that these dogs can be stimulated. I won't dive into my full recommendation on the toys. I have other videos on this channel for that, but figure out what they like. These dogs all have unique personalities. One may love, you know, the tennis ball toss. Another one may love the rope style toys to play tug with. They might just love any kind of chew toy or chew bone, but get a good collection of toys. Find some things that they enjoy so that they have something positive they can do, and so that you have something on hand that you can give them to replace a negative behavior when it's taking place. You know, let's say that you caught them them chewing on a shoe, well, instead of, you know, scolding them, it's much better for you to catch them in that action and replace it with a chew bone, and then give them a reward when they actually sit down for a few minutes and use the chew bone instead. They're gonna respond much better to figuring out what pleases you and what makes you happy with them, as opposed to getting yelled at and not really understanding what it is. So plan ways to keep their mind occupied. Number 9, guys, is you need to have a training plan. And I didn't do the best at this, so it's why I included it on the list. So my mistakes equal your gains if you're watching this video, but don't just have the generic plan that I'm gonna train my dog, or I'm gonna teach them how to do all these cool things. Like, have a plan on how you're going to do it. Are you gonna do, you know, 3 10-minute sessions per day? And are you gonna do one trick at a time until they're just a master at it? That'd be a really good way to go about it. Work on sit for 2 weeks, 3 times a day for 10 minutes. Use clicker training, use whatever method you want, but have a plan. Make the plan your own, make it fun for you and your dog, and it'll be much easier for you to remain consistent with your dog, which will make things click in their brain much better if you take that kind of approach instead of this inconsistent kind of willy-nilly style training method. Number 10, and this is often overlooked, is what could save you a lot of stress from day one is knowing who's gonna be your vet. You know, some of you may already have another dog, another cat, any animal, and you have your vet, and that's awesome. You don't have to worry about this because you're probably going to use the same vet, because a vet's kind of like your, you know, a financial advisor. Once you trust them, you don't really shop them around or go anywhere else. You just keep going back to them. So if you don't have a vet now, shop them around before you even adopt your dog. Call and find out, you know, who struck you as the personality that you want your dog to go to, who makes you comfortable, who seemed honest, fair priced, and who do you want to call to get advice from in a bind, or if something, God forbid, was wrong with your dog. But if you know who that is before the emergency takes place, it's a lot less on your mind to worry about, so that you can deal with that situation when it does arise. Number 11, and this is another big mistake that I made, so again, your benefit here, is get on the same page with everybody in the house about common practices. This isn't always geared towards training either. It's just about what's allowed and what's not allowed. What is completely terrible, in my opinion, for a dog is when they have no clue what to do. An example of this could be getting on furniture. I've already failed with my big dog. So sometimes we try because, you know, let's say we just got the couch steam cleaned. Now all of a sudden he's not allowed on it, but he's been allowed on it for the past year and a half, or I think you know where I'm going. It's a consistency thing, and everybody in the household understanding what the rules are. It's either they're allowed on furniture or they're not. That middle ground just causes people to yell at the dog for no reason, confuse the dog, makes family members argue. Get on the same page. You know, who's taking care of the dog when? What are they allowed to do? What are we training them not to do? But if everybody's on the same page, the dog can get on the same page, and everybody can probably live in a lot more harmony. That's a good word for that. Don't really know. If that is settled right out of the gates. Are they sleeping in your bed? Are they not sleeping in your bed? That kind of thing. Figure it out. I'm not saying which way is right or wrong, because there is no right or wrong. It's your dog, your life. Do it how you want to do it, but get on the same page with everybody. Number 12, I did get right, and this is one of the things that I've kind of always had down pat with any dog that I've owned, but I've always invested in a good, solid, tall is a key word here, because this dog has, you know, the hops, they can jump very high. A gated room, and it doesn't have to be, you know, a huge room in the house. Luna does happen to get a very large room in the house. It's actually the room that I'm in right now. So she gets, you know, I don't know, 300-400 square feet, solid, surface floors. You know, for when she was a puppy, if she made a mistake, it's a lot easier to clean up. She's got her own little, you know, call it like an oversized chair type couch that she'll lay on. She's got her crate that's opened up in here, her food bowl, etc. And it's the same area where I can let her outside because there's a back door. But you could use a laundry room, you could use a kitchen, you could use whatever you want, but have a gated room, because, I mean, there's gonna come a time where you need them gated. What if you were having new appliances delivered and you didn't want them jumping on the appliance delivery people, or them running out the front door because the door needs to be open for a while, or you're having a big party? A gated room is kind of a step up from having to crate them in those situations. They still have freedom to roam around, remain comfortable. They don't have to feel like they're being caged. I think you get the point, but if you can plan out that room, buy yourself a $50 gate that extends to both walls, it's gonna save you a lot of headaches. Number 13 on my list, guys, is figure out the grooming needs. So with this dog, the good news is the grooming needs are low. Buy yourself a brush them a couple times a week. If you want to brush them daily, that's fine too. They will shed. I think you guys have probably seen that in my videos, on my shirts. And figure out what you're doing for things like, you know, a monthly bath. This isn't something I would put at the top of the list as priority to plan out, but at the same time, you know, they need their nails clipped. They do need some grooming. They are still a dog. or an animal with needs. So kind of plan that out, have that in the back of your mind. Figure out how you're gonna take care of them. Maybe you're gonna wanna just take them to a groomer to get all of this taken care of. Again, kind of like the vet. Figure out what groomer that's gonna be. Save yourself that headache. Just have all this stuff figured out before or shortly after that adoption, and then you can just focus on building a bond and training your dog. And then guys, the last one on my list, and it could arguably be one of the most important on the list, it's figuring out the socialization process for this dog, and that is different than the training process. I'm not talking about socializing them by teaching them tricks. I'm talking about what is your plan to get them social with other people, other pets. Do you have other pets? My personal recommendation is to start very slow with this. Let them interact with like another dog while supervised for a few minutes. Let them get comfortable, warm up slowly. Same thing for children. You need to get them out around the environment on walks where they're gonna see people, but they need to get socialized. Have a plan for that. Maybe it's just gonna be incorporated into your exercise routine. Maybe you're gonna do something completely out of the box, like puppy classes. Whatever it is, completely up to you, but if you have a plan, again, everything's gonna be so much easier for you. And I would love to hear what other ones I missed on this list. Do you have any preparation tips you could share with everybody else in the comments down below? If you do, drop them so that other people can learn what I missed on this video. And of course, guys, like I always say, those thumbs up on these videos are so helpful for me and Luna. We always appreciate it when you guys do it. Please leave that thumbs up before heading out of here. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you're notified every Sunday when the new videos come out. Never forget to check out terrierowner.com, Terrier owner.com, because that also helps us out so immensely when you type that into your URL web address bar and go check out our blog or useful resources on that website. Outside of that, guys, we hope the preparation's going well. We wish you the best of luck with your Jack Russell Terriers. We know you won't regret it. It's an awesome dog. We appreciate all the subscribers, guys, and we will see you guys next week in the newest video. Take care and talk to you guys soon.